These are the worst insurance companies in my experience as a personal injury lawyer. Way too often, I see people getting ripped off because these insurance companies refuse to pay out for claims like they should. First up, we have All Snakes. I mean Allstate. As of recently, they have been disadvantaging people that have been injured in accidents caused by one of Allstate's insured customers. If you get hit by a drunk driver, a normal insurance company is going to make sure that you have a rental vehicle while your vehicle is in the shop getting repaired or is totaled out as a total loss. Not all snakes. Allstate. So what Allstate is doing is they're refusing to pay up front for your rental vehicle. They are trying to make you pay out of pocket with the promise that they'll reimburse you later once the claim is settled. But you just got into a car accident, you're out of a vehicle, you're missing work and having to go to medical appointments with your bills racking up. Why should you have to pay out of pocket for your rental vehicle when the accident was not your fault? And people who live paycheck to paycheck, that's a real burden. Rental cars aren't cheap. They can be hundreds of dollars a day even. So now you can't go to the doctor. You're having to get people to give you rides to work. This puts people in a position where they are forced to consider settling their case earlier than they should for pennies on the dollar, not getting the compensation that they deserve. All in all, it's a terrible situation. It's a terrible situation, and that's another reason why you need to get a lawyer to represent you. And while we're talking about Allstate, let me tell you this. I got a bone to pick with them. I think I talked about this in a prior video, but it's heavy on my heart. My wife was recently in a car accident where she was hit by an Allstate insured customer in the parking lot of her job. The other lady, the Allstate driver, got out of her vehicle, knew she was at fault, admitted fault, and gave my wife her insurance information. Lo and behold, I take a look, it's Allstate. She didn't even ask for my wife's information because she knew that she was 100% at fault. So now Allstate is taking the stance that my wife was 50% at fault and they're insured with 50% at fault because they don't want to pay out on the claim. So now I've had to file a lawsuit and I'm serving it on this nice lady. All of this could have been avoided. This lady's gonna get served with a lawsuit and get pulled into litigation, all because her insurance company did not want to do what's right. But I'm not surprised. And the crazy thing about this situation, my wife would not have gotten any help if she wasn't married to a lawyer. The average lawyer wouldn't take this case because there's no bodily injuries. It's just a little bit of property damage. So most lawyers wouldn't have time to deal with it. I got time. I got time for this one. And that's just another reason I wouldn't recommend Allstate. Now, another insurance company I don't personally recommend is Progressive Auto Insurance. And the reason why? It can be bad for households. Let's say you have a roommate and you're sick and your roommate has to drive your car to go get your medication. Your roommate gets into a car accident, but you did not list your roommate on your policy when you apply for the insurance. Progressive has got into that procedure of denying these type of claims and retroactively canceling your policy and even sending you your last month's premiums back to you. Their stance is that since you did not tell them on the application that the roommate lived with you, you lied. So you voided your contract and they're not going to provide insurance to cover this accident. Or maybe it's not your roommate. Maybe you have young children in your household and normally they're not driving, but they happen to borrow the vehicle, get into a car accident. Now, Progressive is going to take the stance that you lied to them on the application because you did not let them know that your child would be driving the vehicle. They voided your coverage. It's a big headache, and I've had too many clients have to go through it. And if you want to avoid that headache, if you want to avoid those problems, avoid Progressive, my opinion. While no insurance company is your friend, there are a few out there that aren't that bad. Here are the insurance companies that I would personally recommend. I personally like Farm Bureau and USAA. They seem to actually care about their insured customers. They usually perform a fair investigation after accidents and usually pay reasonable compensation for the injured victim. And more importantly, they don't make you jump through a bunch of hoops and over hurdles just to handle your claim. Now, they're still insurance companies, so remember, they're not your friend, but they're tolerable. I can live with them. Now, a lot of these insurance companies They're just trying to nickel and dime you to avoid doing the right thing. And that's just something I can't get behind. Now, in my next video, I'm gonna be talking about what not to do when speaking to an insurance company, okay? Now follow me here and I'll see you then.